Hi, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something many of us notice quietly but rarely discuss. Our nails. Nail changes as we get older. You might have noticed ridges on your nails, or your nails splitting lengthwise, or even some thickening, some yellowing. And you may quietly worry about what this means, what it means. You're not alone. Many, especially older women, feel the same, and yet doctors brush them aside. They are often dismissed as changes, just aging changes. But here's the thing, even though most changes are harmless, some subtle changes can tell us something important about our health. Make sure you see your doctor to look for anything serious behind these changes. But most changes might be harmless, and that's important to know and understand. So today, let's explore what's normal, what might need attention, and practical steps to keep your nails healthy, all without hype, fear, or drama. First, let's look at the changes that happen naturally with age. Longitudinal ridges. Yes, vertical lines on the nails are very common. This happens because our nail grow more slowly as we age, and the keratin, the protein, the hard part, the part that makes the nails strong, changes slightly over time. This is noted as normal part of aging. 2. Splitting lengthwise can also appear, especially if your nails are brittle or have been exposed to repeated wetting, hand washing, and then drying, or minor trauma. Thickening and yellowing is another frequent change, but most of the time this is harmless. But fungal infections become more common in people over 60. Studies suggest that up to 20% of older adults may have some degree of fungal nail involvement. Transverse ridges, lines that run across the nail, can sometimes happen after a period of stress and illness, and that's temporary. That's temporary slowing down of nail growth because of illness. And brittleness, that's often just your nails drying out more easily because our natural oils decrease with age, both with our skin and our nails. And exposure to detergents, frequent hand washing can make it worse. All of these are very common and in most cases not dangerous. And there are simple solutions that we can do to improve ease. It's natural to notice them and have questions when you see these changes. Even though most nail changes are harmless with maturing age, there are a few signs to pay closer attention to. Sudden, severe changes, like new ridging, breaks, or discoloration. Painful or inflamed nails, that could signal infection or inflammation. The nail becomes very thick and crumbly. This is often fungal infection, which increases with age. Dark streaks or spots under the nail. Rare, but could indicate something more serious, like a melanoma in the nail. Pitting, roughness, other unusual changes might indicate other medical conditions like psoriasis or eczema. Gently checking your nails, noticing the patterns, and understanding what's typical for you can prevent problems from going unnoticed. If there's any concern, please do not hesitate to see your doctor so that you will not worry unnecessarily and helps us to be all safe and healthy. Now let's talk about the emotional side. The side where you might be embarrassed to talk about with your doctors. You're just worrying inside yourself. Nails are not just cosmetic, they are tied to our self confidence, self care, and many older people, especially women who pride their nails when they was younger, start to notice ridging or splitting and quietly worry about underlying health issues, even if they don't voice it. And here's where things get tricky. Doctors often say it's just aging and leave the patients feeling unheard, even when there is concern and concerns that are real. So, this quiet worry can linger on, even when the changes are harmless. That's why talking about nails, openly acknowledging these concerns, and giving gentle guidance can make a real difference in reassurance and confidence. Let's move on to what you can do at home. Simple steps that might make a big difference. Moisturize regularly. Creams or oils with urea, with certain things, vitamin E, can reduce the brittleness. Studies support that keeping nails hydrated helps prevent splitting. Protect your hands and nails. Glove them when washing dishes or using detergents can help a long way. And gentle nail care. Trim short and foul rather than tear, and avoid harsh manicures. Balanced nutrition, adequate protein, iron, and key micronutrients to support nail strength. Nail is a part of the skin organ. Deficiency can subtly affect nail health and skin health at the same time. Medical checkups. If you notice sudden, painful, or unusual changes, a doctor can usually rule out infections or other conditions. And don't forget the basics, that overall health support, your sleep, your gentle self care, stress management. Healthy nails often reflect a healthy lifestyle, not just genetics. So, what's the takeaway? Nail changes are usually benign, harmless, but they carry quiet concern that doctors may underestimate. By acknowledging these changes, giving yourself gentle care, and knowing when to seek medical advice, you can protect your health and feel confident. Remember, your nails matter. They are part of your dignity, your self care, and your overall well being. So don't let quiet worry go unspoken. If this video helped you feel reassured or gave you practical tips, please like, comment, and share your own experiences. I'd love to hear them. How you care for your nails, and any other questions that you might have. Because every concern, even quiet ones, deserves attention. And if you want more gentle, honest health advice for everyday life, subscribe. We'll explore more topics like this, one small step at a time. Thank you for watching. Take care of your nails, your skin, but most of all, take care of yourself.